Welcome to the Liberty and Democracy Podcast. Are you a passionate believer in liberty and democracy? Are you concerned about the growing infiltration of Marxist and socialist ideology in our politics, media, and culture? This podcast was created by a citizen of the United States who was born and raised in Romania, a socialist country in Eastern Europe, during the 1970s and 1980s. As more and more members of our youth pivot towards Marxism, socialism, and communism in the United States of America and beyond, now, more than ever, it is important to focus on liberty and democracy, instead of the alluring Marxist and socialist trends which, as history repeatedly has shown, lead to repressive authoritarian regimes. Marxism does not lead to utopia either in the United States of America, or anywhere else in the world. Let us question governments, policies, and manufactured social progressivism. Let us go back to the times when it was okay for us to agree to disagree.
Welcome to the Liberty and Democracy Podcast. For the next few months, our podcast episodes published on Fridays will include excerpts from Maestro Cercia's ebook, The Fall of California Under Leftist Rule, to help you understand further the negative effects of Marxist and socialist ideology that has turned perhaps the most beautiful state of the United States of America into a state people struggle to survive, and often wish to leave. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Welcome to the Liberty and Democracy Podcast. In today's episode, we will listen to Maestro Cercia's ebook, The Fall of California Under Leftist Rule. And now, let's focus on Chapter 1, Calamity of Socialist Policies, including Subchapter, Reviving Entrepreneurship. Are you ready? Let's begin. Chapter 1, Calamity of Socialist Policies. We're now continuing with the second part of the subchapter, Reviving Entrepreneurship. Fostering a culture of innovation, cultivating an environment that encourages risk-taking, creativity, and the pursuit of bold ideas. Building a supportive ecosystem, connecting with a network of fellow entrepreneurs, investors, and industry leaders who can provide guidance, resources, and funding. Championing free market principles. Advocating for policies that unlock the full potential of the free market and empower entrepreneurs to thrive. Navigating the regulatory maze. The first and perhaps most daunting challenge facing entrepreneurs in California is the state's labyrinth of socialist-inspired regulations and bureaucratic red tape. From onerous business licensing requirements to stifling environmental regulations, the sheer weight of these burdensome policies can crush the entrepreneurial spirit. To overcome this obstacle, you must become a master of navigating the regulatory landscape. Start by thoroughly researching and understanding the various laws, permits, and compliance standards that apply to your business. Identify the key government agencies you'll need to interact with, and familiarize yourself with their procedures and timelines. Next, seek out experienced legal and accounting professionals who can provide invaluable guidance on navigating the regulatory maze. These experts can help you identify potential pitfalls, ensure your business is in full compliance, and even advocate on your behalf when necessary. It's also crucial to stay up to date with the ever-changing regulatory landscape. Monitor legislative developments and engage with industry associations or advocacy groups that can provide insights and updates. Be proactive in voicing your concerns to policymakers and demanding reforms that foster a more entrepreneurial-friendly environment. Remember, persistence and resourcefulness are key. Approach each regulatory hurdle with a solutions-oriented mindset, and be prepared to adapt and pivot as needed. By mastering the art of regulatory navigation, you'll be well on your way to establishing a thriving business in the face of socialist-driven obstacles. Fostering a culture of innovation. Entrepreneurship thrives in an environment that celebrates risk-taking, encourages creativity, and nurtures the pursuit of bold ideas. Sadly, the creeping influence of socialist ideology in California has stifled this entrepreneurial spirit, replacing it with a culture of conformity and risk aversion. To revive the entrepreneurial flame, you must actively cultivate an innovative mindset within your organization and the broader community. This starts with leading by example and instilling a sense of fearlessness and possibility in your team. Empower employees to think outside the box, experiment with new approaches, and embrace the occasional failure as a learning opportunity. Encourage collaboration and cross-pollination of ideas by fostering an open and transparent work environment. Create spaces for brainstorming, ideation, and knowledge sharing, where diverse perspectives can collide and synergize. Celebrate small wins and milestones, reinforcing the notion that innovation is a journey, not a destination. Reach out to local universities, incubators, and accelerators that can provide access to cutting-edge research, talent, and resources. Forge partnerships and collaborations that expose your business to new ideas and technologies, keeping you at the forefront of industry trends. Most importantly, be a vocal champion of free market principles and the entrepreneurial spirit. Engage with policymakers, community leaders, and the public to educate them on the transformative power of innovation and the vital role it plays in driving economic growth and prosperity. By cultivating a culture of innovation, you'll not only strengthen the resilience and competitiveness of your own business but also contribute to the broader revitalization of California's entrepreneurial ecosystem. Building a supportive ecosystem. Entrepreneurship is not a solitary pursuit, it thrives in a vibrant, interconnected ecosystem of like-minded individuals, investors, industry experts, and supportive resources. In the face of socialist-driven challenges, building and nurturing this ecosystem is essential for your success. Start by actively connecting with other entrepreneurs in your industry or region. Attend local meetups, networking events, and industry conferences to expand your network and forge meaningful relationships. Share experiences, exchange ideas, and seek out mentorship and guidance from seasoned entrepreneurs who have weathered the storms of the socialist-leaning political landscape. Seek out and engage with investor networks, angel groups, and venture capital firms that understand the unique challenges facing entrepreneurs in California. These financial partners can not only provide the necessary funding to scale your business but also offer strategic advice and industry connections. Tap into the wealth of resources available through entrepreneurial support organizations, incubators, and accelerators. These institutions can provide access to training programs, legal and accounting services, co-working spaces, and a ready-made community of like-minded individuals. Leverage the power of online communities and social media to connect with a broader network of entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and industry influencers. Participate in online discussions, share your experiences, and position yourself as a thought leader in your field. Remember, a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem is built on the principle of reciprocity. Commit to giving back by mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs, sharing your knowledge and expertise, and advocating for policies that support the growth of small businesses and startups. By building a strong and supportive network, you'll not only increase your chances of success but also contribute to the overall revitalization of California's entrepreneurial landscape. Championing free market principles. As an entrepreneur in California, you have a crucial role to play in the broader fight against the encroachment of socialist ideologies. By becoming a vocal champion of free market principles, you can inspire others, influence policymakers, and shape the future of our state's economic landscape. Engage with local and state-level policymakers, attend town halls, and make your voice heard. Educate them on the vital role that entrepreneurship and free market capitalism play in driving innovation, creating jobs, and fueling economic growth. Advocate for policies that reduce regulatory burdens, ease tax pressures, and unleash the full potential of the entrepreneurial spirit. Collaborate with like-minded organizations, industry associations, and advocacy groups to amplify your message and mobilize a collective call for reform. Together, you can create a powerful narrative that resonates with the broader public and challenges the false promises of socialist ideologies. Utilize various media platforms, from social media to op-eds and interviews, to share your personal story and the unique challenges you've faced as an entrepreneur in California. Inspire others to follow in your footsteps and join the fight for a more entrepreneurial-friendly future. Remember, your voice and your actions have the power to shape the course of California's economic destiny. By standing firm in your commitment to free market principles and championing the entrepreneurial spirit, you can inspire a new generation of innovators, job creators, and prosperity builders to rise up and reclaim our state's rightful place as a beacon of entrepreneurial excellence. Checking for success. As you navigate the steps outlined in this guide, it's essential to periodically assess your progress and measure the impact of your efforts. Here are some key indicators that you're on the right track. Increased ease in navigating the regulatory landscape and securing the necessary permits and licenses for your business. Stronger sense of innovation and creativity within your organization, with employees actively engaged in the ideation process. Expanded network of fellow entrepreneurs, industry experts, and investors who provide valuable guidance and resources. Positive engagement with policymakers and a growing influence in shaping entrepreneurial-friendly policies. Positive feedback from customers, partners, and the broader community, reflecting the impact of your entrepreneurial endeavors. Remember, reviving entrepreneurship in California is a long-term endeavor that requires sustained commitment, resilience, and a willingness to adapt to changing circumstances. By diligently following the steps outlined in this guide and remaining steadfast in your pursuit of a free market future, you will not only build a thriving business but also contribute to the broader economic and social transformation of our beloved state.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Liberty and Democracy Podcast. We hope you found today's content interesting, intriguing, and useful. You're invited to join us again, as our podcast episodes are now published every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In the meanwhile, don't forget to stop by our website at www.libertarian.center or our Liberty and Democracy YouTube channel at bit.ly/democracy videos.